Hey there, welcome to the All Wax channel. Welcome to the bedroom. Today we've got a glue gun here and some crayons. This was a suggestion in one of the comments of the last video. What we're going to do is we're going to play with this a little bit, and then I'm going to show you something completely different. So this has been heating up. If I just turn on the thermal camera, let's see. We've got about 60 degrees C. It's got a high and a low switch. Why don't I just pop it on high there and we'll get some more heating out of it a little quicker. I've opened this up a couple of times because, as you can see, it's leaking all over the place. I was having trouble when I first got this. I would put the crayon in and push it through, and it would bypass my makeshift push stick here, which is just a drill bit. Happens to fit pretty much perfectly. I don't know if you can see that in there. So I was putting crayons in, and then it was bypassing out the back, and it would spill all over the place, and obviously that isn't ideal, and very little or none was coming out the front. So it looks like there was a machining feature on the inside to maybe keep a minimum amount of pressure when you're pushing the glue stick through. I wasn't achieving that with the crayons, so from the back side I took it apart and drilled it out, and now it's working pretty well. So this high-low switch, all it does is it turns on one or two of the elements in here. It doesn't have any real temperature control. It just keeps going until the unit is as hot as it's going to be. So let's see what happens. Oh, now that it's smoking, see what happens when I drop it in. So it's 110 degrees C. I'm going to hit record, and let's drop in a red one. So nothing comes out at, oh, there we go, a little bit starts dripping out. So this would be useful because you could move it around like this. The heat of it is, well, let's find out. Oh, that's quite warm. The different colors are different temperatures. For this, I would consider making sure you have a good wax base from something else. I might try that a little bit later, but I think I've done too many videos on wax right now, and I'm not quite set up to do that first. So we'll put the push stick in, and it'll come out a little bit faster until we're all out. So this is actually really convenient. I like the ability to throw different colors in here and to push it through at different rates and move it around, and it's actually pretty controllable once you have it coming out, as long as you're not trying to squirt it out, because right now it's just dripping, so you can kind of move it around and you'd be able to get some nice patterns going. I think this is a really good method. I think I'm going to tweak it a little bit, maybe add a temperature control to this device here with a temperature controller, but that's a little advanced and it's going to take a little while for me to do that. Okay, now that that's over with, let's take a look at this. My more fucks dial. 0 to 11 fucks given. What is this attached to? A computer case. Inside of here, we have a Allen Bradley PLC, a 5.2 Festo valve, and a bunch of wires. The reason I'm using a computer power supply, it's a very convenient place to get several different voltages, and it's all protected and yada yada yada, and it was just quick and dirty for this template. When what you have is a bunch of leftover industrial stuff, you work with what you got and you end up with this. This is version 2. Version 1 was just all this stuff in a pile on the desk. This, which we're going to get to, powers this toy over here. Makes it chooch back and forth with some air power. So this version here is running off an air tank, which you can see down over here. What I got is a CO2 tank, a 15-pounder, and I used that because when I started I used a compressor and what was happening with the compressor was it was just way too noisy. Tried sound dampening it. It was in a different room. Still didn't help. It just, I didn't like the noise level. This is rather quiet. You can hear the clicking of the PLC relay. That is the speed at which it moves, and that's adjustable here from this remote set point. You can hear it go rather crazy. That's quite a bit. So yeah, this was my idea for a machine based on a air cylinder, and I've made a couple of versions of this. And what I think I would like to do is, if there's some interest, I'd like to make this as an Arduino thing that you can buy. You can make yourself and buy all the parts from a master car or something like that. You know, maybe we'll come up with a bill of materials and a couple of drawings, and then everybody can make their own and have as much fun as I'm having with this toy. So why don't we take a look at it in action. So we've got our favorite Vaculock toy, and on the end of the air cylinder, it just so happens that the air cylinder I bought, it came with the 1-inch diameter, I believe this is, because that is what all the standard Vaculock toys use. So this is a completely metric, and I believe it's 50 millimeter stroke, but we'll take all the measurements and stuff like that, and when we design the new one, we'll figure something out. So the Vaculock toy just pops in there. Then I go down here and turn on the air supply. And now it should start going. It's on a little flimsy microphone stand is what I'm using to hold it right now. But and generally I try to hold it on something a little more secure. You can see in some of the videos in my past posts about how it's used. So yeah, there's some options for mounting it. But it's pretty simple. I've got this control here where I can turn up the speed. And what this is doing is it's turning on the time between air pulses. There is a time for extension, and that's just to hold the air on for just a little while it has time to extend. These kind of run into each other a little bit on the higher speeds, and you'll see it won't really ever retract on the highest speed. Kind of about there is still in operating. That's quite fast, and I'm told it's quite a bit of fun to play with. So yeah, I think I would like to explore in the future with you guys, making this as a little compact Arduino thing. I really like the CO2 power because it's nice and quiet. As you can hear, everything in this room is running while I'm recording this video. 15 pounds will give you roughly, the calculation I did, about 18 hours of continuous use. That actually probably doesn't even, when I did that calculation, probably didn't even do my delay time, so it's probably something like 3 times that. So you can get a lot of fun out of one tank, and it's nice and quiet and doesn't interrupt the other things you may be doing. Anyways, hope to hear your comments in the post, and let's discuss this and what you'd like to see. Thanks.